So today we've decided to do the walk along from Blackwaterfoot to King's Caves and hopefully visiting a dinosaur handprint along the way. So it's a lovely morning in June and it's very still. We've got all the yellow sea kale out on the shoreline and you've got lovely views across the entire peninsula, and we've got the golf course on the other side. Mia is out already, having a little nose along the fence sign, seeing what she can find. You'll have to forgive Mia, she's just having a little dust bath. And you're off to see what's in the rocks. You love a rock, don't you? Mia. Good girl. This way, Mia. This way. Mia's a little bit happier now. She's off the sand. I think she's very keen on walking on sand. Or maybe it's because she's a bit near the water. I don't know. She seems to be quite happy now. She's zooming along on the path in front of me. As you come round nearer to the cliffs, just sort of in shadow at the moment, but perhaps the sun will come round by the time we come back. There's also this rock here, affectionately known as Lois's Rock. Looks as though it's memorial to Lois, who died at a fairly young age and obviously very much missed by her family. So poignant, but it makes a nice little walk, and you can see the views like this, probably why she loved this place so much. So now we're on to the rockier part. This is probably Mia's favourite because she loves rocks. And she's up and away already. You're much happier, aren't you? Much more at home. Good girl. Good girl. How are you doing, Mia? Loving the rocks? Good girl. She'll be quite happy because there's quite a lot of rocks we've got to make our way through. Further up there's been a rock fall and there's a path through it. See how good she is at following that. Yeah. Very quiet, isn't it? Just the birds. You can jump over this. Oh. Oh, you won't want to put your foot back, that's it. Come on then, Mia. This way. Mia. Good girl. Right, back up onto the rocky bit now. So there's a path through this bit. Doesn't seem obvious looking at first, but it's not too bad. It's sort of worn. We'll see how good Mia's navigation skills are. But she does like a defined path walk along. It's a lot easier, especially a narrow path, because it gives her less choices and she doesn't really have to think where to go. It doesn't get too distracted, do you? Having said that, something's got her attention. Ooh, what could be in there, Mia? Hey? Funny thing. Imagine all the voles in here. Something definitely piqued her interest. She's got a little paw up. Scanning. No, come on, here. Leave the poor voles alone. Come on. You've had your breakfast, so. Well, Mia's having no problem finding the path so far. Good girl. See, I told you you'd like this walk. Where to now? Is that way ahead? Oh, there we go, look. Ooh. What's under there? There you go, you're going to go on in front. Oh, just makes it look so easy. Are you enjoying the view there, Mia? Probably some of these rocks are small-ish, and under me they move. So of course, Mia's zooming ahead, and I'm having to take it easy so I don't break my neck. I think this is the right way. Yep, looks as though there's some sort of steppy type rocks. That's it, good girl. So yeah, it's not too bad, this path. At least it's dry and not boggy as well. Although, from memory, it could be a little boggier further round. But I think you can avoid it just by going in a little bit more. Come on, Mia, down. You'll trip me over. Right, so now we can actually really see our destination, which is pretty much in the middle of the screen. So the sunlight is hitting a little finger of land that sticks out there. So there's several caves. So you've just got to go around this little bay and we'll be there. And there's a dinosaur footprint should be on the way. And look, Mia's already zooming on ahead. She's as keen as mustard. Aren't you, Mia? Hey? This is just your sort of walk, isn't it? Rocks or a forest? That's your two favourite things, isn't it? Good girl. Not underneath there, come on. Good girl. Just put the camera on Mia. So hopefully we can do a split. So what Mia sees versus what I see. Hey, good girl. You're doing well on this path, mate. You are, you're doing very well. You're an expert navigator. Except now you've gone the wrong way. I jinxed it. Hey? This way, Mia. Mia. This way. Good girl. No, come down. This way. Back this way. Come on. There's good girl. We're some way through the boulder field now. This is above us. Is the dune. a sill intrusion, so caused when magma or molten lava was forced along in between sedimentary rocks, I think is what I read. It's obviously solidified, and you can see here over the years, probably tens and tens of thousands or more, all the boulders have fallen down with erosion and weathering. So gradually, I guess, it's receding, but probably be around for a good few million years yet. And Mia's gone the wrong side of here, but I think she can go over. Mia, good girl. This way, Mia. Good girl. Good girl. And the path just opens up, so it's not too bad. It's just a couple of 100 metres of rocks, and you know where you're going anyway because you're just going underneath the dune. Good girl, Mia. There's a path that goes up through the bracken and along, and there's one also along nearer the sea, which we've chosen because I don't fancy the bracken so much. So I can't remember which way I did last time. I think I did through the bracken, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't as rife as it is this year. We've got some bracken now. Sadly, it's come down this far. It's also possibly because we're slightly down the slope, it might be a bit boggier here. I think that might be why last time I chose the upper path, but I think it was a different time of year anyway, so the bracken would not have been quite so bad. It's a lovely day. There's a gentle breeze, so that's keeping the midges away. Oh, yeah, just... Oh, something's put her into overdrive. Is it a bug? I don't know. She moved very quickly. I thought it was a bug, but it might not have been. Yeah, so it's a nice temperature as well. It's just sort of ideal conditions, really. And I'm just on this part of the beach here. There's this big slab of red sandstone. So there's some more further up that's actually higher up. It's like a raised beach. So at one point, when this was covered in ice, it was keeping it low and the ice melted and the land rose. So you've got this phenomenon known as a raised beach, apparently. So we'll go and check that out further around. That's part of also the way in which the caves were formed by the sea, and obviously now they're quite a bit higher than the sea. Mia is just taking 5. You're after that bug, I think, whatever it was. Come on. Yeah. Hey you, come on. Good girl, aren't you? I was walking along and noticed in amongst all the grasses and other flowers, these little orchids. There's another one there. Very beautiful. In fact, around the corner, of course, found some more. Slightly different colour, not quite as deep a blue. There's quite a few growing in the grass here, which is a good sign. One of the other plants that's quite nice to see is the sea pinks, or thrift. Sadly, a bit too late this year. It's sort of, the majority of it's gone past its best, but there are some flowers to be had. They're always quite nodding away in the breeze. Welcome sight. I mean, look at this, the lovely colours, the lichen, and the little flowers, and the rocks themselves, and the grasses that grow around. The backdrop. Fantastic. I can see some cliffs, and there's a sign. So there's a car park up north of Black Waterford where you can park and obviously come down. But we're going to, we've done the long way as it were, the scenic route. So we also get to see other things on the way, don't we, Mia? Hey, here we go. You can see the entrances. They're carved into sandstone. And obviously once the ice age, the glaciers retreated and all the ice melted, Arran sprung up. So this is the actual entrance to King's Cave. This is one that's furthest away, so we'll start here. This is where legend has it that this is one of the places that Robert the Bruce watched the spider make it climb up the wall and trying again. Several other locations as well, so you know what legends are like. So inside the cave now, there's one bit here. It's got a series of horizontal dashes and a vertical line. This is an Ogham script, and over to the right there's some more sort of Pictish symbols, all sorts of carvings and markings. A lot of it's fairly recent too, with some of it 1800s, and some of it in the last 20 years. Is that Robert? Fullerton, by the looks of that is. A lot of it's very worn, very hard to make out. The floor is extremely slippery. Yeah, licky legs. Oh. That's good, girl, you've earned that. Right, that's Mia. She's had a rest. Licky licks, get some hydration. Little treat for being so good. So we're going to turn around and make our way back. We'll have a quick nose at the other caves as well that we walked past a little bit earlier. What do you think, Mia? Is it cooler here? It's better, isn't it? How you feel recovered? I mean, it's breathtaking views. And here's one of the other ones. This doesn't go back as far, isn't as tall quite shallow compared really. There's also, if you walk inside, you can see it's like a sandstone arch in the middle. Mia's decided she's going to explore this one. Hello. This is different, isn't it? Not to your liking? Yeah. No? I'll take that back. Mia's decided she's not that keen. Not that interesting, no. Making our way back. Back the way we came. And we're coming up to the dinosaur print. There's a sign just there. So we'll go and check that out and see if we can capture it. It's part of this Arran Geopark. It's got a post with 3 on it, and there's leaflets, all sorts of things, interesting facts. There's about 6 of these trails around the island, and they're definitely worth doing. Yeah, don't have to like rocks and things, so it's quite fascinating. And there's another dinosaur footprint down at Kildonan. There's a giant millipede fossilised, and that's over Lochranza way, so that's all quite interesting. So yeah, very well worth checking them out. I'll see if I can put a link in there for you. And Mia knows where she's going. Uncanny ability sometimes, don't you, Mia? Maybe you're heading that way because it's cool and shady. Hey. Oh, you're playing stepping stones. Good girl. You're practicing, hey? Bog hopping. Honing your skills. Clever, aren't you? Yes, last time I came along here, you definitely needed these stones. I can't remember what time of year it was. It might have been an October time. It wasn't, it could have been March. It was quite wet, very squelchy. Oh, wee, good jump. Good girl. I think it's just through these trees up ahead. How it was ever discovered, beyond me. I mean, even knowing where it is in signs, it's still hard to see. So, hats off to whoever made that discovery. Well, looks as though we will be a little while yet. Mia's decided she needs a little break, which is okay with me. So this is where the print is. A little bit off the beaten track. Mia, you can lead the way. Come on then, good girl. So I've got to try and get over these rocks. They're a bit smooth in places, without killing myself. The actual face is just behind that tree to the right slightly. We'll come in a second. Oh, Mia's finding her own way. What do you think of big dinosaurs, Mia? Oh, these are quite slippery. There's some water running down next to it. There we go. Mia's found a little nook. And here, this rock face. Is the print, the hand print, or the hand beast, print of the hand beast. So you've got, look like the claws or toes here. This is, and sorry, Mia just jerked, and she's jumped up and she's having a look under there. Can you see any more prints there? Any more fossils, Mia? Hmm? Are you going to be fossil hunting? Come on then. We've seen them there. Don't think you were that impressed, were you? Right, let's come back down then. If you want a drink, Mia, I suggest there's some fresh water here trickling down. You've had a licky licks, haven't you? So you're probably hydrated. That's only me shaking trees, trying to hold on. You come down there, Mia. Mia. You come down. You no bother, have you? Mia. Good girl. Come on then, let's go. Let's get back to the van. This is the cliffs. The Dromadoon. And you can always see the sort of vertical columns within there. I was hoping it might be better. Maybe the sun would have come around, the light would be a little bit better than it was on the way out, but that's not too bad. It's on the right side, they're not so much in silhouette now. Okay, so we've gone past Dromadoon Point and around the corner ahead of us is Black Waterfoot, and that's where we're parked. So once we get back there, we'll probably have something to eat. Mia definitely will. We'll call in and see if the bakery has any bread left. It sold out yesterday by the end of the day anyway. We were lucky, we got there early and joined the big queue. Well, we're nearly back now where we parked. So if you've made it this far, I'd like to say thank you very much for following along and hope to see you on the next one. Hope we get another walk done fairly soon. It all depends on the weather and other things, and also it's getting busier with the tourist season, so the schools in Scotland will be breaking up very soon, so a lot more people, and Mia doesn't like that so much, and yeah, but it's just harder to park, etc, etc, so we shall probably hide away in the forest for a little bit. So well, thank you anyway, and if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe. So for myself and Mia, she's in the backpack being carried, which is a lot easier walking across this beach. We'd like to say thank you and catch you next time.